Book 4, Actual Time. Catherine the skunk and her brother Marcus got ready for school. "Come on, Marcus, we're ready for school," said Catherine. "Okay," said Marcus. As he and Catherine got out of the house, their mom came to them. "Children, you forgot your coats," she said. "Whoops," said Catherine. She and Marcus went in and grabbed their coats, and they went back out when the school bus came. As Catherine and Marcus got in, the bus driver turned the bus to school. "We're here," said Catherine. An official giraffe named Mrs. Drew, who runs the school as the principal, came near the two skunks. "Oh my goodness," she said. "Catherine and Marcus, you were both late." Catherine put her backpack in her locker. "Of course we were late," she said. "You will be in detention," said Mrs. Drew. Jill the pup came to Catherine, Marcus, and Mrs. Drew. "Catherine, Betty and I were so worried about you," she said. "I was late for." Just then, Mrs. Drew interrupted Catherine and pointed at the top of the hallway behind Jill. "Jill, back to Mrs. Wilson's class," she said. "But Mrs. Drew, Mrs. Drew interrupted Jill. "Back to Mrs. Wilson's classroom now," she shouted. Jill turned her feet and walked back to where she came from. "Such a principal," she said. "Jill, wait," said Catherine. She tried to follow Jill, but Mrs. Drew grabbed her in the arm. "Catherine, go to detention," she said. "You too, Marcus." Marcus put his backpack in his locker, and he and Catherine walked up. "I don't get into trouble, but you do," said Catherine. Mrs. Drew started to laugh. "Catherine being late," she said. Then she kept on laughing.